Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the Fellowship trick-taking game. Today we are moving on with a nice short chapter, chapter 15. Even though it's a short one, it's pretty difficult. There are some really interesting mechanics here with the threat deck and a number of characters having very similar win cons. So I had a lot of fun with this one, and I gotta say, throughout the course of this campaign, I've had a couple problems here and there with some of the rules being a bit ambiguous, and I won't say the game is 100% perfect, but I have to admit it's really growing on me. The longer I get into it, I really am admiring what they've done with this. I'm just having a lot of fun with it. I love the theme. I love the book accuracy. I love how they're switching it up from chapter to chapter. It's just a lot of fun. It's a great game, and my opinions of it have just greatly improved the longer I've gone, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. So let's go ahead and get through this chapter, and then join me at the end for a little cool, little interesting update with the game. So I'll see you there.
Chapter 15. The night wind blew chill up the valley to meet them. Before them a wide gray shadow loomed, and they heard an endless rustle of leaves like poplars in the breeze. "Lothlorien!" cried Legolas. "Lothlorien! We have come to the eaves of the Golden Wood. Alas, that it is winter." Chapter 15. The Leaves of Lothlorien. Characters: Gimli, Haldir, Orphan and Rumiel, Legolas. Threat: 1 through 7. Victory: short, finish all chosen characters. Setup: give the blindfolded card to Gimli. Alright, so we are good to start on chapter 15. For the setup here, we're actually not going to give the blindfolded event card to Gimli because in the chapter-specific rules for this chapter, it tells us to ignore the blindfolded event because that pretty much has to be done multiplayer. So for solo mode, we're not going to worry about it. Just so you guys know, it's similar to the other event cards that we've seen. But yeah, for solo mode, we are not going to be using it. So we have Legolas and Gimli here. Let's go ahead and also introduce our two new characters for the chapter, noting that Frodo is absent. So first, we're going to have Orphan and Rumiel, Galadriel. Win con: win a specific forest card based on the value of the threat card drawn. Setup: draw a threat card, exchange with Haldir, lead the first trick. And then we also have Haldir, March Warden. Win con: win a specific forest card based on the value of the threat card drawn. Setup: draw a threat card, exchange with any character except Gimli. I'm trying to realize if I pronounced this correctly. Galadriel? What did I say? I think I said Galadriel. Galadriel? I don't know. I might have said that wrong, but Orphan and Rumiel and Haldir. I'm just going to say Orphan because that's a mouthful. But yeah, that's our chapter here. So let's go ahead and deal out our cards. All right, so we've gone ahead and dealt out our hands. I've done character assignment. Now, this chapter, it's very interesting. I kind of like the switch up here. So we've gone from a couple long chapters with the entire fellowship to now we have a nice short chapter. And everyone's win con is pretty straightforward. The problem is 3 of our characters, their win con deals with winning a specific forest card, all determined by the threat deck. So there's a lot of there's a lot tying those 3 together that can obviously cause problems as you play. So for character assignment, I didn't have too much thought going in here. My main thing was I gave Gimli this hand because it had the highest mountains. And then Haldir and Orphan, I gave them hands with a forest. I purposely gave Legolas this hand with no forest cards because he is the only character here that's allowed to exchange with Gimli. So I figured why not get that one forest card away from Gimli and give it to Legolas. So that's kind of my thought here. But yeah, the problem is you don't know what these guys' win cons are going to be until you draw the threat cards. And you don't draw the threat cards until setup, which comes after character assignment. So you got to kind of enter blindly a little bit. So let's go ahead and try to begin. Orphan leads the first trick. I just happen to give them this hand with the 1 ring. You don't have to do that. So in this case, Orphan's kind of replacing Frodo, as you've seen him in my other videos. Orphan could have been down here and still led the first trick. Whoever gets the one ring, that's up to you for now. It doesn't have to be Frodo since Frodo's not here. Our lost card is dealt, so if for some reason Gimli does draw the 4 threat card and he needs to win the 4 of mountains, we would just draw a different threat card. So let's go ahead and do setup. Orphan, draw a threat card. Okay. I already shuffled these, so 2. So, Orphan needs to win the 2 of Forest, which coincidentally is on board. But what might make this difficult is if I played this trick right now, that would already be good to go. But if Haldir gets the 3, Haldir needs to win this one, so we would mess ourselves up by doing that Forest as a first move. Gimli, set up, draw a threat card. He got the 5. That would have been a good one for Haldir to get. So Gimli has to win the 5 of mountains, which he currently has. Haldir, let's draw another threat card. Okay, that's good. 6 of forest, not yet on board. So assuming Legolas doesn't draw the 3, we can actually get a turn 1 victory, or a turn 1 win con right here. So Legolas is going to draw. And, yep, that was one card that we couldn't let happen. So, see, Legolas now got the 4. So Legolas needs to get the 4 of forest to win. So if we were to start the game with a 4 of forests, Orphan would win. He would get the 2, which is good for him, but then the 4 would be gone. Legolas can't win it. It would be an automatic loss. So that's the problem with all of these characters kind of tying together. All right, that is all of our setup. Now let's do one exchange. We'll just do the same. I'm trying to think if that actually might change. I don't think that really changes what I can do. I guess if I look at this, I could still technically, I could lead with a Hills card, and because Haldir does not have a Hills, I could still get that forest. So I can actually still do like a turn 1 move here. So for my exchange, I'm kind of seeing what works. Legolas has, Orphan can only exchange with Haldir. Haldir can exchange with anyone besides Gimli. I think let's still just go with that plan of what I said earlier with the hills. So why don't we, looking this over, why don't we give Gimli the 2 of hills? Is that what I want to do? I don't know. Let's just, this is tricky. Let's, I guess we need to get this mountain. Gimli needs to win that mountains card. So let's go ahead and take that. So we're doing Legolas's exchange to exchange with Gimli. So we're going to give Legolas the 5 of mountains, and Legolas will give him, I guess just the 2 of hills. I don't really think that matters here. So that's our one exchange. We are now officially good to start. And so going off of the plan that I just mentioned, we can't get Gimli his win yet. Haldir needs the 6 of forest, which isn't even on the board, and Legolas needs the 4, so we're going to have to get that away from Orphan. So I think all we do is Orphan's going to play the 5 of hills. Gimli's forced to play the 2 of hills. Haldir does not have a hills, so let's go ahead and have him play the 2 of forests. And then Legolas, we might as well just get rings playable early since that opens us up to future possibilities. So Legolas, who does not have a hill, will play a 3 of rings. This will flip. And Orphan will win that first trick off of hills. He will win the 2 of forest, so he won a specific forest card based on the value of the threat card drawn. So Orphan has his win con satisfied. So already on turn 1, we got one win con out of the way. We got rings playable. We're off to a good start. Orphan's going to keep the ring, and we'll deal out our next hand. Yeah, so I actually do like this chapter. I think that the mechanics are pretty challenging yet fair. I like it. I really like where this game has been going towards the latter half. Okay, cards are dealt. Let's see. So the 5 is still up down here. Haldir's looking for the 6 of Forest, which is still not on the board, and Legolas is trying to get the 4. Too bad he didn't just get that 5 of Forest. That would have been nice. So if I were to lead with Shadows, we could either have Haldir or Legolas win. If I lead with Hills, then nothing really happens. It's just gonna stay with Orphan. Yeah, I don't know if there's too much we can actually do here. If I lead with Forest, then Legolas can no longer win. So we obviously don't want to do that. I guess let's just play Shadows. So Orphan will play the 2 of Shadow. Gimli will play the 3. Now the question is, do I want Legolas or Haldir to win this? Trying to see if there's any benefit to either one winning. Let's just go ahead and let Haldir win, and I'll still, have that choice in the future, because then Legolas is going to play the 6. So Haldir will win that trick. Nothing really benefits us there, but that's okay. All right. There's a 7 of Mountains, no, an 8 of Hills, and ooh, okay. Wow, that was very good. So Legolas got the 8 of Forests. So he can use that to win the 4 from Orphan. However, Haldir won. Too bad I didn't let Legolas win, because now Haldir leads this trick and he can't lead with a forest. So we can't worry about that yet. But Haldir does have a Mountains, and Gimli yep, all right, that's our move. So Haldir will play the 2 of Mountains. Legolas will play the 5. Orphan does not have a Mountains, and Legolas needs the 4 from him, so we got to keep that. Let's just get rid of a Shadow card, because why not? Yeah, he does not have a Mountains, and then Gimli will play the 6 of Mountains to win that trick. So Gimli will win. He'll get the 5 of Mountains, which is the one he was looking for. So Gimli's win con is now satisfied. And Gimli can lead with Forest next turn to get Legolas his win con, and then all we have to do is worry about Haldir. So we're keeping an eye out for that 6 of Forests. Still not out, which is okay. That's actually okay, because the 8 could have thrown us off. So let's go ahead and get Legolas satisfied here. So Gimli will lead with the 5 of Forests. Haldir does not have a forest. We kind of want him to have high cards, because that might be the only chance he has to win this forest. So let's go ahead and just get rid of his lowest card. Legolas will play the 8 of Forests, and Orphan will play the 4 of Forests. So Legolas will win that. He will get the 4 of Forests. So Legolas's win con is now satisfied. All we need to do is get Haldir the 6 of Forests, and we'll have won. And if that happens soon, we can actually call the game early, because there's no possible way for us to lose. So there it is. There's that 6. All right. Legolas is going to be leading this trick. So is there any way? I don't think oh my gosh. Holy crap. I think we have it. Check this out, guys. Legolas is going to play the 1 of Shadow. He's going to lead with the 1 of Shadow. Orphan does not have a Shadow, so he's going to play the 6 of Forests. Gimli does not have a Shadow, so he's going to play his 3 of Forest. Haldir has a Shadow, so he's going to play it, and it's the 7 of Forest. So Haldir will actually win that trick. He will win the 6 of Forests. That satisfies his win con. And now if you look at this, so the rules do say this: if you satisfy the win and there's no way you could lose, you can just call the game early. So if you look at this, there's no way to possibly lose. There's no lose condition on board. Everyone's already good. We don't have to worry about rings here. Like, I could literally just deal out the last 4 cards. It really doesn't matter. So there's our last 4 cards, and yeah, like you could see, I could literally just play this out. You know what? Why not? Just because we got some time. But I do want to point out, I already won. That is the win right there. That was an insanely lucky final draw for the win. And just to give it a nice clean wrap up, Haldir will play the 8 of Hills, which means Legolas will play the 3, and then we'll go 4 and 7. So Haldir will win that trick. Then Haldir is going to play the 6 of Hills. Legolas will play a 4 because he doesn't have a Hills. We'll play a 7 here and a Hills here. So once again, Haldir will win that trick. Now Haldir is going to lead with a 5. Legolas will play an 8. We'll go 1 here, 1 here. We'll just choose for the 1 ring not to trump that. So Haldir will win off the 5 of rings. And then finally, last trick, Haldir wins off rings. And boom, like those last 4 tricks don't matter. I just wanted to clear my board state. Yeah, we actually won that early off an insanely lucky draw. Again, to review, Orphan won the 2 of Forest. That's the threat card he drew. We're good there. Gimli won the 5 of Mountains. That's the threat card he drew. We're good there. Haldir won the 6 of Forest. That's what we drew. We're good there. Legolas won the 4 of Forest. That's what we drew. We're good there. Boom. Chapter 15's in the bag.
All right, there you have it. So not only did we beat the chapter, we actually beat it early, which was really cool. That's something that has not happened to me, I don't think, so far. Maybe very early on in the game, but yeah, pretty cool outcome. So there we go. Chapter 15 is done. Now, you might be saying to yourself, oh, there's only 3 videos left, chapter 16, 17, and 18. But you would be wrong. So one thing I'm really excited about is I did get the promo back when this game came out, which is a hidden chapter. It's called Chapter 16.5. It deals with Galadriel and the gifts that she gives the Fellowship. So there's actually going to be 4 more videos, 16, 16.5, 17, 18. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you're liking this series. And as a fun little, gift for those of you who have stuck around to the end of this video, I actually finally heard back from the social media person about this game because I reached out talking about my gameplay and, the series I have going. And they basically pushed me through to the people who made this game, to the marketing manager. So fingers crossed in the future, I'll get to do some cool early releases, collaborations, reviews with, both Lord of the Rings games or just any other awesome games they make. So fingers crossed there. Your comments always help. That's the kind of stuff they look for. So if you've been enjoying these videos, if you've gotten the game or have been interested in the game because of these videos, just let me know in the comments because that type of stuff really does matter. All right, there we go. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.